Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're having a good day so far. It is a we all knew that was going to happen, but it's a rough post election day. So hopefully we'll things will be able to continue on and not get inundated with too much terribleness. But as long as we can get all the votes in and all like actually count everything, then we'll be happy. All right. We're not here to talk about those politics. We're here to talk about programming. So, couple cool things have happened. Let me go switch over to the main screen. Zilby is not here. He is downstairs, um, hanging out with my wife as she's putting away a bunch of groceries. So of course, he wants to hang out near there. But he might make an appearance later. Okay, so Utspi made a draft pull request to us for the Get the Streamer game. So Utspi's been experimenting with sort of like learning Rust through adding a resizing option. So it's a draft pull request, meaning that it's not meant to be reviewed at this point in time. But it's really cool that Utsby is able to like add that in and get that working. So I'm looking forward to taking a look at this. I'll probably look at it off stream. And but um, this is pretty awesome. I like it. Lego Logic, should you go Rust or Python? Those are two very different languages. It really depends. Like, what's the use case? Like, is it for a specific job? Is it just you want to learn programming? Is it like you have a project in mind? All those questions and maybe more can like help determine the answer for you. All right. So while this is there, we're not gonna spend time looking at that today. Instead, let's go and take a look at all of our open issues. And they get the streamer game. I want to work on this here. Send messages to chat for game state. So basically, we want to send a message to the chat when the game is starting, because right now when the game loads and then that splash screen comes up that says like we have 25 seconds later the game starts. That way, if you're really lagged behind, you can still sort of like start playing as a chatter, even if you can't see it yet. You might have to wait. And then we'll do the same thing when the game ends, so you can know not to continue to spam chat with commands. So let's go ahead and create a. Well, I'm going to assign this to myself. Okay, I'll create a branch. Master. Uh, and for you, assign this to me. Okay, that's great. Also, increase number of iframes streamer hit. This is done, so we can change the status to closed. All right. So back to here. Send messages to chat. So right now when we play, if I start this up, as soon as it launches, we get a message into the chat window, basically saying, "Hey, the game has started." Yeah, that one. But as we can see, the starting soon isn't done yet. That's another 25 seconds before commands are accepted. So what I'm thinking is at this point, when the game actually starts, we should send another message saying, okay, time to like put all your commands in. So let's first of all take a look at this message, see if there's anything we want to change here. So where does that happen? I think that's in the main library. Yeah, here it is. Chat versus streamer game started. So maybe we can say like starting. Okay, chat versus streamer game will be starting soon. Use commands on screen to drop objects that the streamer will attempt to avoid. 1 point for every object you drop, and 10 points for every time you hit the player. Let's see. I'll send a message to chat when you can start sending your commands. Okay, so we can do that to like update. Then okay, so handle command timer. Okay, so an update here. When do we switch? Here we go. So if matches off the running state playing. Okay, so we're not that. Starting soon. Here we go. So here's where we set self.running state equals running state playing. So really at this point in time, we want to essentially do like a self.send game started message at this point in time. So let's go and do that. I don't think we need this to be mutable, and I think we only need self. So what's going to happen here? Well, first of all, we want the message, right? So let message equals, and this is going to be get the streamer now. You can get the streamer is now running, and send your. Oh, okay. How about this? Send your commands now to get the streamer. Okay, so that could be our message, and then we want to actually send that. So that would be a self dot send to chat. Okay, we can make this an actual string here. Okay, so send that there. We're going to get a result. Basically, if there's an error, I can just eprint line. But besides that, I don't know if we really care about handling it. So let's do like if let error send a message. We'll do an ePrint line. So error sending game started. Okay, so that's what we can do for this. This way should start there. All right. So now we should be able to get that after the 25 seconds. Let's test this. Okay, so we get that message. Then 25 seconds later, we get that message. Now, okay, time to send all your commands. So even if you can't see it, you know to like actually start sending those commands. Perfect. Then maybe actually, do I have the number of seconds? We have this game time, which is the duration. We can use that in here. Outsby, good morning. Okay, so send your commands now to get the streamer. I kind of want to do this as a format now. Okay, so now we can do you have seconds to send your commands to get the streamer. Okay, so then we can put in the game time dot as sex. That should work. Do I also have splash duration? Okay. Oh, it's 15 seconds, not 25. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Let's update this. Where is new? Here it is. I kind of want to update this too. And basically have this be a format. Let's put this in 2 lines. So we'll do let game started message equals format. Okay. All right, so we can maybe introduce the game a little bit shorter than what we have right now, which is like this really long string. To in seconds the streamer game will begin. And play by writing commands play by or through chat with the commands on the right side of the game screen. Game. I kind of want to like update the the interface to show like the points off. Like there's a 1 point in the interface, and so I don't have to put them here. This is too much reading. So we can do that. This is going to be shorter. We're saying like, hey, it's going to begin. So in whatever seconds. And then in here we can do splash duration dot assets. Okay, so theoretically, let's try this. Okay, in 15 seconds, the Get the Streamer game will begin. You can play through chat with the commands on the right side of the game. We hit the bottom here, and you have now 120 seconds to send your commands to get the streamer. Okay, perfect. So then I'm thinking that we can have like a point system displayed somewhere around here. So maybe we could do something like so commands to tag streamer, commands to help streamer, streamer lights left. We could do like down here somewhere, like points. I wonder if I want to do I still have the original image for this? So here's this sidebar.png. I think I can just open this. Okay, so then yeah, I don't think I kept the original GIMP file, did I? That might have been nice. I'll try to okay, time stop zooming in. Let's see. So if I cut you out and move you, I don't want to. I guess I don't want to cut you. I want to select you. How do I grab you? And what does it actually look like? Okay, that's just a blue background, like a solid blue background. Here I'm getting sort of like that checkered burr, like blue look. So that's like a little bit weird, but okay. So if I cut you, yeah, okay. So then we get this weird. I drop. And then I want to. Okay, we'll just do that. I think that's going to be more appropriate. So then theoretically, can I paste you back in, but move you higher? Oh yeah, okay, I can. So you're essentially grouped now, and that's fine. We can move you higher. I need to make you in a centered. Is that in the center? Okay, I can't seem to move you anymore. Wonderful. Okay, there you go. Now can I? No. Okay. I want relative, like the full the full image. Am I not selecting you? So I want image. There it goes. Okay, so that's centered. All right. So now that I have that, I want to come down here and add like a point section. So whatever this title is, let's see if we can recreate that. And if we say that you are points, you need to be. That looks like white. Okay. How do I move things around easily? It's like I've not actually learned uh learned GIMP properly. So that's not the right tool. What's the tool that I can move things around? Is that? No, that's smudge. I did this before and I forgot what it was. Wait, did I not do it in here? Oh, I think we did it in Figma, didn't we? We did it in Figma. Oh, right. I forgot. We did this in Figma. So I might need to rebuild this in Figma again. Okay. So maybe what I'll do is I'll create another issue to remind myself to do this. Okay, so GitHub issue, add point scoring information to instruction sidebar. So do want to reduce the amount of so actually it's less about reducing it. It's more about like if it's only on a screen like on your chat for a little bit, or maybe you don't even see chat, it'd be nice to like actually be able to like remind yourself what the scoring is. So um, to see any time during the game. Instead of having to catch chat. Okay, so we do that. Labels. This is enhancements. I don't know if it's a good first issue. Sure, I'll be happy to take that issue. Okay, so in the meantime, we also want a message to go out when the game ends. So let's come back to this. Let's create a function for that, just like we did here. Okay, so as soon as the game ends and no more, like you can't, we don't want people to send those commands anymore. We need to send some kind of message. At this point in time, we could also, sorry about that. We could also put into chat who, like the point system. So like basically a supplement to the credits that are displaying on screen. Maybe like the top 1, 2, or 3 scorers. That could be interesting. Okay, so let's start with like a very simple message. So that equals game has ended. Thanks for playing. So we'll just start with that. Okay, let's go find a place to actually send this. So in update, okay, so this is all running, so we're in a starting soon state. We're in the playing state. So okay, here. We switch to running state, chat 1, running state, player 1, running state, chat 1. So there's several times in here that we actually switch states. I wonder, I could create a new function to like change the state for us so it happens one time, we get that message off, and then it's like here, okay, chat 1, player 1, chat 1. Looks like there's like 3 places that we can change that. So if we run out of lives, if the game time runs out, and the player is none, I want to say that these lives don't happen. Not this one. This one. Okay, it's one of these that don't take effect anymore. Okay, so while we're playing, if we cannot find the player, well, obviously the game is over, so we switch that over. But we have 2 of those essentially. So here's this retain where we ask, okay, is the game object is alive? And so we can go over to the player life system and ask them, you have an is alive, self.lives is greater than 0. So it looks like we have this as a system to keep the player in or out of the chat, meaning that this thing where we have lives left coming out of here, we don't need this at all. We can remove that. Simplify up the game state a little bit. This should still work then. And that means that we should have running state player 1, and running state chat 1. Yeah, there's now only 2 places that we can that we sort of like end the game. That being said, we need to test this. Also, we have an error. Oh, hold on. I can't do all of that. We have to get the player's lives left to hand to the interface, but what we don't need to do is this. Okay, so we need this here. Okay, so with that being done, I want to make sure that the game can end when we die. So let's go ahead and run the test. Okay, yeah, so that still works exactly as we expected. Okay, so that means we have 2 of these left. That's still 2 different places where it gets called. So it might be good for us to, where we have this send game ended message, we could also have another function to, like end game. We'll take in mute self, and then also like what the new game state is. So, like the new running state. Which is going to be a running state. We're not going to return anything, but all we're going to do is send this game ended message. So self dot send game ended message. And then we're also going to self dot running state equals new running state. So we're going to do that. So then here, everywhere where we're setting running state, okay, here. So self-running state equals plane. That's fine. So in plane. All right. So here's player 1. We actually want to do self dot end game and pass in running state player 1. And down here, we want to do the exact same thing, except it'll be chat. Okay. Let's test this. Actually, we can't test that out there, can we? Because that's not actually going to send the messages. So, is that true? We should double check that. Oh, I think it's true because we're not actually connecting to chat, are we? So we don't get that first message. We shouldn't get the second message. either. Perfect. Okay. So then let's do a cargo run. There we get that first message. The game is starting soon. Then we get the game has started. Okay, so perfect. Then we can play. So let's go ahead and drop some things. Game has ended. Thanks for playing. Okay, so we get that message now. But on top of that, we could now tell who's won. Because we have that information here. So we could say who won with like passing in the winning state. So we could do something like that. Who won is, I guess, like the winner is a running state. So that'll be something like chat one, player one. Let's see. We have access through self to like the winning players, like the hitting players. What does that look like? I want to say that's a hash map, right? Scores. It's the scores of the hash map. So I can probably... I could get like the top scorer. Okay, so winners, running state. So here we can say... we can match. Here, let's do message equals match on the winner. Okay, so if our winner is running state chat one, then we want to format you won chat one with being the highest scoring and then we'll want to get like the highest scorer. So we'll need to extract that out. Then we'll have, okay, so if we're in running state, player one, format, streamer won the game. Okay, so streamer won the game. That gives us our message. We don't need this message here anymore. Then we send that on. Now we do need highest scorer here. So let's see if we can extract that out. So I need to, we have a hash map. And I think, how's this hash map? We have a string and the U28. So the string is going to be the username and then the value is going to be our so key and value. The value is going to be the scores. So we want the highest score, then give us the string. And I'm curious if there's any methods and hash maps that would just be super helpful for us. Let's go take a look at documentation for that. I mean, so we can iterate. We can get an iterator. Maybe we need that to sort it too. Now let's take a look at what our iterator is. So this is the iterator for hash maps. It's not really helpful. Now it implements the iter trait, right? Okay, yeah. So it implements iterator. So what's on iterator? We could potentially fold. That will just provide a single value. So I can just say like, hey, fold and give me like the largest. So maybe that could potentially help. Okay, so max returns the maximum element of an iterator. Now, how would that work with a hash map? Would it be the value? Now there's max by where I hand it the function. Okay, that might be best. We might need the max by. And then that will give us our maximum. So let's take a look at that. So in here, oh, also we need to pass in the new running state. That makes you happy. So highest score. Okay, so let's see if we can figure that out. We're gonna do self dot scores dot let's get an iter dot max. So if I do this, what do we get out of this? Let it's an option. Oh, a string in U128. I'm assuming it's using the value. So highest score. Highest score. It's an option. Oh, because like in the case that it's empty and nobody won. However, well, that's not completely true. If the player won, I can definitely see that like it wouldn't grab anything in here. So it's a tuple. So I want If I do this as like a 1-2 punch here, as it were, we extract this out, we get an option. I want to get this value, but if it's a none, I want with like nobody, like the string nobody. Oh, actually, we don't want this value. We want this value. Okay. So highest score is an option of this. I wonder if I should like make this out into its own function. That might be easiest to deal with. So let's get like get highest score. Now I can make this a an option here. An option, and we're going to if we're getting the highest score and I don't care about the score, then this can be just a string. It could be a reference to a string, so maybe I can just do something like that. Because I'm not really extracting it out. I wonder if this will be okay with me, or if I'm going to have lifetime problems and I should just convert it to a string. Okay, so if I do that, then we're going to do that highest score equals self dot get highest score. Now this is an option, so I want to unwrap or else. And then for the function, we want to just say nobody. Like that. What are you upset about? Missing match arm. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if we have... Basically, what are our possibilities? We have 4... I wish it told me. I think here we can just do a... just like that. That'll make you happy. I know it could also tell it like I don't care about matching like for that running state, but I kind of like keeping those protections in. All right, so now down here, we want to extract out what that highest score is from the hash map. You know, this is gonna have to be the tuple, isn't it? We're gonna have to do like the tuple and then the U128. Then we can return from here self dot scores dot iter dot max okay, expected an option. Okay, so you're not happy with this. So it's not automatically cloning inside of the option. Not terribly surprising, and you need to be an actual like reference to a string and not a string slice. Can't do that? Yeah. All right. So that being said, highest score is going to be this unwrap, or else this is going to have to be a tuple. Oh, interesting. Like, how am I going to get like the string slice from here? It's going to be nobody and maybe like I can't like it's got to be a number, so it's got to be like 0. And with you, higher score dot 0. But this doesn't work because you're not like an actual string of that. So I'm gonna have to actually make you a full string and a full 128 coming out of this. Meaning we need to extract this out, get ownership of it. I don't want to have to clone the entire scores. So, all right, let's do a score. It's going to be equal to this. Okay, that gives us an option. But now we need to check to see, okay, if it's an option, so if let sum, this is going to be the score. Score, meaning that I can really just do this right here. Okay, so now we're going to get this tuple of a reference to a string and a reference to a U128. And so then I want to return this option here. Which is really just going to be cloning the string and dereferencing the U128 and clone that. So basically cloning them both. So we want to return the score dot 0 score dot 1 else return a none. Now you probably both need to be cloned. Oh, you need to be a sum. And then you need to be cloned. So we'll to owned you to get you out. Can I dereference you? I can. Okay. Well, maybe. So then here is our strings. Then you can be to owned and 0. Okay, so that gives us what this is. Then, okay, we format, the streamer won the game. Oh, right, you're saying like this is a useless format because I'm not actually doing anything with this. Although I think I can say the streamer won the game despite best efforts. Despite the best efforts of. And this will be then the highest score. Oh, and that's 0. Okay. To get rid of this dot 0, because like that's kind of, you can do this. Say highest score and score. We're not using score here. That means we can just do that. Destructure this out of there. That'll be a warning for right now, but we'll get rid of that in a minute or two. Until then, no errors anymore, so I think this is going to work. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Okay, so we got those in 15 seconds. You get the streamer game will begin. This is an actual game, so you can go ahead and play here. Game has begun. Okay, perfect, perfect. And so then we can do some oh, that was a really delayed sword. Like I saw the chat message come in, and it took a little bit of time for it to come. Chantilly, hello. Now we get to try to avoid all these swords and snakes and everything else. Oh no! Ah, I got. Okay, chat one with Utsby being the highest scoring. Okay, awesome. And then if we take a look here, Utsby got 34 points. Perfect. That like we could probably order that around better. I think that should be done a little bit better. How are you doing today, Chantilly? All right, so okay, I think well we can actually give the score here, can't we? We can say like streamer one, despite the best efforts of whoever scored the highest. However, over here we can have chat one with highest scoring, chat one with being the highest scoring. How do I want to word that? You all won? You all won with highest score was with points. Okay, so it's highest score, and then we'll get the score. Streamer one, despite the best efforts of who got points. Okay, so score. There we go. So now that's actually used, and we don't have to like hide that away. Let's try this again. Let's do another game. So we got the beginning message down. You can't start your commands yet, but we have a message now coming out when you can start the commands, which is now. Okay, perfect. Oh, and I wasn't ready for it. I should have been. I gave myself 15 seconds to get ready. All right, Chantilly with an early lead. Oh, you still got me. Oh, I didn't even notice that snake there. Okay, great. So you all won. Highest score was Utsby with 6 points. Perfect. Oh, Danny, hello. So now we have the game over, the game starting, and then the game going to start messages. So I think that's good for what we have now. We have no errors showing up here. Let's go ahead and oh, you think it's getting the max username? You're right, it is. Oh, you're right, you're right, you're right. Okay, so we need to change this from max to max by. So max by. That's going to give us our comparator, which is really just going to be a function here. And the function is going to be chatter and score. That what does seem wrong? Max by compares a function takes item and item. Oh, it takes 2 items. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so we get A and B here are okay. So string. So then what do I need to return? Return an ordering. Okay, so if I have something like this, X compare Y. Oh, okay. A.1.compare B.1. Okay, so that's what I need to do. So we'll do A.1 dot compare. This returns an ordering between self and other by convent. Okay, so A.1 dot compare other is going to be B.1. All right, let's try that. So then let's run this. Thank you, Utsby. All right, here we go. I like how you pretend to give me a chance, Danny, for like the first couple seconds. Although I think that's mostly because you know that my iframes are highest earlier, right? You're just waiting for my iframes to go down before you overwhelm me. Oh. Highest score was Utsby with 29, and let's verify 20. Utsby was with 29. Okay, perfect. I think that worked excellently. All right. So it's only fun if other people have the same chance as you do to kill me. So you just wait until it's over. But I think we're good. Danny needs to win to test. Sure. Let's do that. Danny, feel free when the game starts to just spam away. Rain fire or snakes or swords or whatever you feel like. I'm surprised that this is working so well. I was Danny with 45, and that's indeed correct. Um, Joss Finney, oh, we just finished, and Chantilly, we just finished. Um, I'm surprised it actually works so well in non-release mode. There's a lot of things moving on that screen at the same time, a lot of calculations happening too. So the fact that that works so well in non-release mode, and there's such a big improvement when we compile for release, so that's good to see. All right, I think we're pretty much good here. Let's go ahead and get this submitted. So our big change here, we changed our messages. We added some of these functions here. So basically, we're just sending messages when game ends and begins. Go ahead and push U, and we'll also start a pull request to master. So we'll do fixes. Oh, I think I need to do like fixes 50. No, like. Okay. Description. So this changes the wording of the chat messages when the game begins. I guess during the following states. Okay, so game starts, play starts, play ends. I can't really assign this to something else, so I'll go ahead and create a pull request. We could view this on GitHub. Oh, wrong one. Here is this new fix. The GitHub Actions is running on this, so we'll see whether or not this passes. In the meantime, while we're waiting for this, let's go ahead and play this again in release mode this time. So if any of you joined since last time, or I saw like Josh Finney, you were you tried to join in the last one, we'll be able to join in and play this time again. So when the next message comes in and you're able to like start playing, you can use hash fire, hash sword, hash snake, or hash heart to drop things into the arena, and I'll try to avoid them or grab the hearts to see how long I can last. Oh, Utsby trying to pin me in. Oh, thank you, Josh Finney. You still get the same number of points for the heart. So you still like if you help out, you still actually get points. I don't think we've ever overflowed with hearts before. That'll be interesting to see what happens. The game is on a timer, so if we reach the end here. Oh, see, it's going off the screen to the right a little bit. If the timer reaches the end and I still have hearts left, then I win. Oh, I see what you're doing now, Danny. No! Don't use all my hearts. Oh my gosh. Oh, even with all those hearts. Okay, so we got that message out saying like, hey, the game is over. Danny Fitz with 181 points, but Josh Finney got 20, and Utsby I didn't see. Awesome. So if we come back to here, okay, so you're not done yet. Let's go ahead and associate this issue with the pull request. Okay, so this might actually auto close as soon as we merge this in. The GitHub Actions is basically just running the formatters. So it's running like Rust format. It's also running Clippy with warnings turned into errors. So basically, if any of those fail, it's going to say, nope, you can't do this pull request. You need to fix those. And so go take a look at this. Okay, we're almost near the end. It's basically checking Clippy, so it's having to build the application. Does it have to build Clippy again? It unfortunately takes a long time, which, like, we tried to turn on, when we set this up, we tried to turn on caching for these builds, but that didn't end up working, apparently. And then basically, as soon as we got this all good, we'll be done. So, talking about what's coming up, let's take a look at the other issues that we can potentially take on. So we're currently working on this send messages to chat. So we can add the point scoring information to the instructions sidebar. That seems like something that we could do in like an hour. We can add a random command. That could also be interesting. These things could work together. Like we could do both of these at the same time, because while we're touching the information, the sidebar instructions page, we could add in another command to that. Set up cooldowns on drop zones might be interesting. I'm not exactly sure I want to like display that at this point in time. Maybe some kind of like slight background if it like the timer going down. We never got a conversation on if we should allow the streamer to move while jumping. Oh, and the ability to auto restart the game after winning, which is really like something that would be a prerequisite for an AI to play. You think you should allow the streamer to move while jumping? That's sort of like, I don't know. I kind of like Mario. Like Mario is where I go for like most platformer type jumping and that kind of movement. And you can definitely move while jumping in the Mario games. So I'm thinking that maybe information sidebar and random command. We can like work on that tomorrow. And if we don't finish that tomorrow, we can definitely finish it up by Friday. I don't know if a game where you can't move while jumping, including racing games with cars. Grand Theft Auto? I want to say you can't move while jumping there. But then again, yeah, those are like very realistic games. Like they're trying to like mimic exactly what happens in the real world physics, and you know this is not that. You can, just not by much. Okay, that makes sense. Early precision platformers didn't allow air control. Skydiving, you definitely can. What Utsby, which do you know which platformers you couldn't control? GTA 2 had an extreme amount of jump control. I don't remember GTA 2. Like I remember owning it, but I don't really remember playing it very much. Like GTA 3, like that was the first like 3D as opposed to like the top down game. I think. Man, it's been so long since I played any one of those games. Maniac, a Manic Miner comes to mind. I never played that game. Interesting. Okay, regardless, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I'm going to take this one. So assign myself. And I'm also going to add a random command and assign this to myself. And I'm going to say in here, I'm going to work on this at the same time as number 53. Okay, so perfect with that. Let's come back to here. Are you done yet? Oh, you are done. Okay, so this finished. All the checks have passed. If we were to check like what we changed here, it's not very much. It's just all in one screen. We changed the message that gets sent to chat. We added some functions to like just make it a little bit easier to send to chat, and then we just called those. Oh, we also removed this extra check if the game is over, because it's completely not necessary. And that's it. That's it. So let's go ahead and get this merged in. So with that done, this is 50. Oh, I don't see it anymore. Oh, perfect. Okay, so it auto-closed it. So we take a look. Here's 50. It got closed automatically for us. So perfect. So with that all said and done, let's do one more game of this, and then that'll be the end of the stream. All right, so all right. I'm sort of like the all these little tiny little pieces that we're doing is making it feel really good. Oh, come on. Oh, I didn't hit jump. No. No. Okay, I got it. Danny Fritz with 85 points. Good job, Danny. I like the iframes change that we made yesterday because that means that I'm now lasting longer into the game. It's giving like I saw those iframes really taking effect there. Um, so I like like we almost got to the halfway mark, and then with some of them we even got like 3/4 of the way through. So if I get good with this game, I'll be able to like hold my own to the end and maybe even win some. Of course, if Danny Fritz is here, that's probably not going to happen. He'll rain fire on us. All right. With that being said and done, there. What are you working on? Togglebit is streaming. Let's go take a look at what Togglebit is streaming. Rust rantings and ramblings drawing characters. Let's see. Let's turn this off so I can listen to this. Come on, advertisement. There we go.
It's a type is like watching a pre-recorded session on twice the speed, right? But heavy, like I mean, that might be the case. But isn't it more that it's deceptive because of the sound of the keys? Like, it sounds that was supposed to be.
All right, he's there chatting about John also, who, if I remember correctly, successfully defended his PhD thesis. So that's pretty exciting for him. But this isn't his stream. This is a Togglebit stream. So let me just go ahead and set up a raid for this. Raid channel. Oh, you're not gonna find it here? Okay. Toggle bits. Here we go. Start the raid there. I'm gonna switch over to the ending screen. Thank you everybody for stopping by and watching. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, which I think is GMT -7. I need to actually verify that. We'll be going through and working on those two new issues that we sort of saw, implementing the random and also updating the sidebar with point information. So with that, I hope that you have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.
And if it's key, then.